The crimson light of Arcturus Prime cast long shadows across the Grand Assembly Hall, as Ambassador Elsa Chen stood before the Galactic Council, her chin raised despite the crushing weight of the verdict. Around her, representatives from 47 species murmured in their native tongues, creating a cacophony of clicks, hums, and harmonics that would have been beautiful under different circumstances. "The motion passes," announced Chancellor Vextar, his four eyes blinking in sequence as he delivered humanity's death sentence. "By a vote of 32 to 15, Earth and all human colonies are hereby expelled from the Galactic Federation. All trade agreements, protection pacts, and technological exchanges are terminated immediately." Elsa felt the collective gaze of billions upon her, transmitted through quantum relays across the galaxy. She had expected this outcome, had prepared for it, but the finality still hit like a plasma bolt to the chest. Humanity's 50-year membership in the Federation was over, ended by fear and prejudice disguised as pragmatic politics. The Zephyrian delegate, a crystalline being that chimed when it spoke, rose from its hovering platform. "Humanity's aggressive expansion and disregard for established territorial boundaries threatens galactic stability. This action is necessary for the greater good." "Greater good," Elsa repeated, her voice carrying clearly through the hall's acoustic dampeners. Interesting phrase coming from a species that glassed 3 worlds in the Outer Rim conflicts. A ripple of uncomfortable silence spread through the assembly. The Zephyrians had been granted clemency for those actions, their war crimes forgiven, in exchange for their rare crystal technology. But humanity's crime of establishing colonies in unclaimed systems, that was apparently unforgivable. Chancellor Vextar's mandibles clicked impatiently. "Ambassador Chen, you have 1 standard cycle to begin the evacuation of all human settlements from Federation space. Any vessels remaining after that period will be considered hostile." Elsa smiled then, an expression that made several nearby delegates shift nervously. Humans were known for their unpredictable reactions to adversity. "Chancellor, with all due respect, we won't be evacuating." The hall erupted in a dozen languages. Security drones hummed to life, their weapon systems powering up. But Elsa remained perfectly still, her hands clasped behind her back. "You will comply," Vextar snarled, his natural diplomatic composure cracking. "The Federation Navy will enforce this edict." "Will they?" Elsa's smile widened. "That assumes they can find us." Before anyone could respond, every screen in the Yao Assembly Hall flickered to life, displaying the face of Admiral Helen Rodriguez, humanity's most decorated military commander. Her scarred features and cybernetic eye had become synonymous with human stubbornness across the galaxy. "Greetings, esteemed delegates," Helen's voice echoed through the hall with mock formality. "By now you've probably noticed some technical difficulties." As if on cue, the lights dimmed and emergency power kicked in. The quantum communicators that connected the hall to the rest of the Federation network sparked and died. Even the artificial gravity fluctuated momentarily, causing several delegates to float awkwardly. "For the past 5 years," Helen continued, "human technicians have been embedded in Federation infrastructure. Every shipyard, every communication hub, every military installation. We've been preparing for this day since the first whispers of our expulsion began." Chancellor Vextar's 4 eyes focused on a security terminal, his claws clicking frantically across the interface. "Impossible. Our systems are quantum encrypted, biologically locked." "Your systems are beautiful works of art," Elsa interrupted, walking slowly toward the central podium. "Elegant, sophisticated, and utterly dependent on the assumption that everyone plays by your rules. But here's what you never understood about humans, Chancellor. We don't just break rules. We make them obsolete." The main display shifted to show fleet positions throughout Federation space. Red markers indicated human colonies, while blue represented Federation naval assets. The pattern was immediately clear. Every Federation fleet was surrounded, their positions known, their movements tracked. "You see," Helen's image continued, "while you debated our fate in comfortable chambers, we've been busy. Every abandoned asteroid mining station, every decommissioned orbital platform, every scrapped ship in your junkyards, We've been there. Building, adapting, preparing. The Zephyrian delegate's crystalline form flickered with agitation. This is an act of war. No, Elsa replied calmly. This is an act of independence. You wanted us gone? Fine. But you don't get to dictate the terms of our departure. The display changed again, showing something that made several delegates gasp in their various fashions. It was a star map, but not of any region they recognized. Uncharted systems stretched across the void, marked with human settlements that shouldn't have existed. Humanity has discovered something your great Federation never could. Helen's voice carried a note of pride that resonated through the stunned silence. How to thrive in the spaces between your territories. How to find resources in the void you call empty. How to build homes in the places you deem uninhabitable. Admiral Helen's image leaned forward, her cybernetic eye glowing with determination. You cast us out thinking we'd beg for readmission. Instead, we've built something better, something that doesn't require your approval or your rules. Elsa reached the center of the hall now, standing directly beneath the Federation's symbol, a circle of linked worlds representing unity and cooperation. She looked up at it with something approaching pity. The vote to banish Earth has passed, she said, her words carrying to every corner of the galaxy through hijacked communication networks. And we thank you for it. You've freed us from the burden of pretending your small minds could ever understand human potential. Chancellor Vextar's voice was barely a whisper. What do you want? Nothing you can give, Elsa replied. We're beyond your reach now, beyond your threats and your politics. You'll keep your borders, your trade routes, your comfortable little worlds. And we'll take everything else. The screens flickered one final time before going dark. In the, silence that followed, Elsa walked toward the exit, her footsteps echoing in the vast chamber. At the threshold, she paused and looked back at the assembled delegates. Oh, and one more thing, she said with that unsettling human smile. The next time you see a human ship, remember this moment. Remember that you had the chance to have us as allies, and you chose to make us something far more dangerous. Free. As Ambassador Elsa Chen left the Grand Assembly Hall for the last time, the Federation began to understand the true meaning of human independence. In the void between stars, in the spaces they had deemed worthless, humanity was writing new rules, entirely. And this time they wouldn't be asking for permission. The age of human expansion had truly begun.